It doesn't matter who we are. It doesn't matter where we came from. It doesn't matter what we've been through. What matters is what we do next. What matters is the decision we make right now, at this very moment, to become something greater than we were yesterday. People love to talk about the past, about their struggles, about the things that held them back. But none of that defines you. None of that controls you unless you let it. See, too many people live in chains that don't even exist anymore. They keep dragging around their past mistakes, their failures, their regrets, like ghosts that refuse to die. They carry them on their shoulders like weights that grow heavier with every step, slowing them down, draining their energy, making them believe they're not good enough. But listen, none of that matters. Not anymore. The world isn't going to stop and ask where you came from before it gives you a chance. Life isn't going to pause to make sure you feel ready before it throws obstacles in your way. No one is going to hand you a golden ticket and say, "Here, now you have permission to be great." That's not how this works. That's never how this worked. It doesn't matter if you came from nothing. It doesn't matter if you were counted out, underestimated, overlooked. It doesn't matter if you failed yesterday, last week, or for the last 10 years. What matters is whether you stand up today and start moving forward again. What matters is whether you let those failures define you or fuel you. Nobody cares about excuses. Nobody cares about the reasons you think you can't. Life is not interested in giving you sympathy. It's interested in testing you, in seeing if you have what it takes to rise above your circumstances and take control of your own destiny. Are you willing to fight for your future? Are you willing to put in the work no matter what? Because that's what it takes. It takes showing up when nobody is watching. It takes grinding in silence, working when others are sleeping, practicing when others are partying. It takes sacrifice. It takes discipline. It takes pushing through when you're exhausted, when you feel broken, when every muscle in your body screams for rest, and every voice in your head tells you to quit. And that's the moment. That's the moment where most people give up. That's the moment that separates the ones who dream from the ones who do. So who are you going to be? Are you going to be the person who talks about what they could have done? Who blames their circumstances? Who waits for things to change? Or are you going to be the one who takes action, who pushes forward, who refuses to let anything stand in their way? See, life will always test you. It will knock you down. It will challenge you. It will break you if you let it. But it will also reward those who refuse to back down. It will reward those who keep going, no matter what. The only thing standing between you and the life you want is the decision to go after it. The only thing separating you from success is whether or not you're willing to do what it takes. And it's not about talent. It's not about luck. It's not about who you know or where you started. It's about effort. It's about determination. It's about who refuses to quit first. So the question is, are you going to be that person? Because if you are, then nothing can stop you. No past, no failure, no excuse. The moment you decide that nothing will hold you back is the moment you become unstoppable. It doesn't matter who we are. What matters is what we choose to become. People will try to put limits on you. They'll tell you who you are, what you can do, how far you can go. But let me ask you something. Who gave them the right to decide that for you? Who gave them the power to tell you what you're capable of? Nobody. The only person who gets to decide who you are and what you can achieve is you. The only voice that matters is the one inside your head, when everything is quiet, when no one is watching, when no one is cheering, when you're standing alone at the edge of failure. And the only thing keeping you from falling is the belief that you were made for more. Most people never reach their full potential, not because they aren't capable, not because they don't have what it takes, but because they let other people's opinions shape their reality. You think the greats cared about what people said? You think champions asked for permission? You think leaders waited for approval before they stepped up? Number, they made a decision to shut out the noise, a decision to block out the doubt, a decision to trust themselves even when nobody else did. And that's the difference between people who do and people who wish. There will always be doubters. There will always be people who don't believe in you. That's not your problem. That's their problem. Your problem? Making sure you never become one of them. Never doubt yourself. Never look in the mirror and see someone who isn't capable. Because the moment you start believing the lies they tell you, the moment you let the fear sink in, that's when you lose. That's when you start to settle for less. But you weren't made for less. You weren't made to live an average life, to be just another name in the crowd, to let your potential sit there, wasted. You were made to break barriers. You were made to shatter expectations. You were made to become something greater than even you thought possible. But none of that happens if you don't make a choice. You either let the world define you, or you define yourself. You either let circumstances control you, or you take control. You either make excuses, or you make progress. Because at the end of the day, there's one simple truth. Winners find a way. Losers find an excuse. So what are you going to do? Are you going to keep telling yourself why you can't? Or are you going to get up right now and show yourself why you can? Because that's the only difference. It's not about who we are. It's about what we do with what we have. It's about how far we're willing to go when everything inside us screams to stop. It's about who keeps going when the rest quit. The people who make it to the top, they aren't always the smartest. They aren't always the strongest. They aren't always the most talented. They're simply the ones who refused to stop, the ones who took action, the ones who didn't wait for permission, didn't wait for the perfect moment, didn't wait for someone to believe in them, because they believed in themselves. And that's the only thing that matters. So right now, make a decision to stop waiting, a decision to stop doubting, a decision to stop giving in to the fear and the excuses and the limitations that have been holding you back. Because from this moment on, the past no longer defines you. From this moment on, your circumstances don't control you. From this moment on, the only thing that matters is what you choose to do. And if you choose to go all in, if you choose to bet on yourself, there is nothing in this world that can stop you. Because it doesn't matter who we are, it only matters what we become. And today, you become unstoppable. You have two choices in life, to be average or to be unstoppable. Most people will choose average. They'll choose comfort. They'll choose the easy road, the one with the least resistance. They'll sit back and wait for something to happen, hoping life will hand them what they want. But you are not most people. You are not here to be average. You are here to push, to grind, to struggle, and to win. Because winning is not about luck. It's not about talent. It's about who's willing to suffer more. It's about who can keep moving forward when everything is telling them to stop. It doesn't matter who we are. It doesn't matter where we come from. It doesn't matter what we've been through. What matters is who we decide to be right now. And right now, you have a choice. You can either sit there and wish for things to get better, or you can stand up and make them better. You can either wait for someone to give you an opportunity, or you can create your own opportunities. You can either live your life on the sidelines, watching others take action, watching others live their dreams, watching others get everything you've ever wanted, or you can get in the game and fight for it. Because here's the truth. Life will never hand you what you want. It will never give you permission. It will never make it easy. Every single thing you want is going to require sacrifice. Sacrifice of time, sacrifice of comfort, sacrifice of excuses. And the question is, are you willing to pay the price? Most people aren't. They want success, but they don't want the struggle that comes with it. They want greatness, but they don't want the discipline that demands. They want to win, but they aren't willing to put in the work. But you are different, because you understand something most people never will. You understand that everything you want in life is on the other side of pain. You understand that hardship is the price of greatness. You understand that you must become someone no one else is willing to be in order to achieve what no one else will achieve. And that's why you keep going. That's why when the pain comes, you welcome it. That's why when the struggle gets harder, you push even more. That's why when life tries to break you, you refuse to bend. Because you are not here to be ordinary. You are not here to be another name, another face, another story of what could have been. You are here to break limits. You are here to prove them all wrong. You are here to take what's yours. And if that means failing 1,000 times, so be it. If that means suffering when no one else understands why, so be it. If that means sacrificing comfort, security, and the illusion of an easy life, so be it. Because this is the price of becoming something more. And you are willing to pay it. Because you understand that it doesn't matter who we are today. What matters is who we decide to be tomorrow. What matters is whether or not we are willing to rise. What matters is whether we step up and take control of our destiny. Because the world is not waiting for you. It will move on, with or without you. And the only question you need to answer is this. Are you going to step up and take your place in it? Or are you going to sit back, watch from the sidelines, and wonder for the rest of your life what could have been? The choice is yours. But understand this. The clock is ticking. Time is passing whether you like it or not. Every second you wait is a second you'll never get back. Every excuse you make is an opportunity lost. And every time you doubt yourself, you give power to the voice that wants you to fail. So stop waiting. Stop doubting. Stop hesitating. Make the decision right now. The decision to be more, to do more, to demand more from yourself. Because it doesn't matter who we are. It only matters what we choose to become. And today you choose to be unstoppable. You have been given a life, a mind, a body. What you do with them is entirely up to you. You can waste them. You can let them sit there, unused, untested, untouched by struggle, untouched by effort. Or you can use them to their fullest potential. You can push yourself to the limits. You can take every ounce of strength, every moment of opportunity, every second of your life, and squeeze everything you can out of it. Because here's what most people never realize. You don't get another shot at this. This life this body, this mind, you only get one. There are no do-overs, no rewinds, no extra chances. And that means every single moment matters. Every decision you make, every action you take, every time you choose to push forward instead of sit back, it all matters. And if you don't take control of your life, someone else will. The world will pull you in 1,000 different directions. It will tell you who to be, what to do, what to believe. And if you're not strong enough to decide for yourself, you will live your entire life chasing someone else's version of success. You will wake up one day, look in the mirror, and realize you became a product of your environment instead of a creator of your destiny. And that's a fate worse than failure, because failure means you tried. Failure means you pushed. Failure means you had the courage to go after something, even if you didn't get it. But never trying, that means you lived your whole life in fear. That means you let excuses win. That means you let the world break you before you even took your first step. And that's unacceptable, because you are capable of so much more. And it doesn't matter who you were yesterday. It doesn't matter how many times you failed before. It doesn't matter how lost you feel right now. The only thing that matters is what you do next. Right now, this very second. Do you take action? Do you step forward? Do you decide that enough is enough? Or do you keep sitting there, telling yourself the same tired story about why you can't? Because that's all it is, a story. A lie you've repeated so many times that you started to believe it. A limitation you created in your own mind. And the moment you decide to rewrite that story, the moment you decide to say, I can, I will, and nothing will stop me, is the moment everything changes. Because success is not about luck. Success is not about talent. Success is about who's willing to suffer longer, who's willing to show up every day, who's willing to keep pushing forward, even when the whole world is telling them to stop. And if you are that person, if you decide right now that you will never quit, that you will never stop, that you will fight for what you want, no matter what, then congratulations. You've just become unstoppable. And nothing, no failure, no doubt, no obstacle will ever stand in your way again. Because it doesn't matter who we are. It only matters who we choose to be. And today you choose to be great.